With the emerging Diddy accusations saying that Hollywood is run by Matthew McConaughey came out and said there is an initiation process in order to rise up in the ranks of Hollywood.
But I have had moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. And there were people in the crowd that I have prayed with before dinners many times. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people go to clap, but then notice that, whoa, that's a bad thing on my resume, and then sit back on their hands.
David Geffen reached out to me to be in Dreamgirls. And yeah, man, it just didn't happen. And I think everybody hit me about this joint too. I had Eddie Murphy hit me, man, Brandy hit me.
Just, there's never just, there's always a reason. You don't get in your car, just sit there, you go to the grocery store.
Fame might look permanent in Hollywood, but the truth is way more fragile than it seems. One wrong move, one refusal to play by the unspoken rules, and the same machine that lifts you up can throw you straight into the shadows. The word blacklist might sound old school, but don't be fooled, it's alive and well in this industry. Careers vanish overnight with no explanation, and plenty of stars have hinted at this quiet punishment. One of the most shocking voices to actually live it. Matthew McConaughey. His story, packed with sky-high success and gut-wrenching lows, cracks open a rare glimpse into Hollywood's hidden game. And he's not alone. What McConaughey faced lines up with stories from Cat Williams, Eddie Murphy, and others who slammed into an invisible wall nobody dares to admit exists. Back in the early 2000s, McConaughey was untouchable, the king of romantic comedies, box office gold. But when he pushed back, demanding deeper roles instead of cookie-cutter scripts, the calls didn't just slow down, they stopped. Completely. His career went dark, and he himself admitted it felt like an invisible hand had locked him out. And that was only the beginning.
Actor Matthew McConaughey says there's an initiation process in Hollywood. Discusses saying perhaps there's actually a way that you need to behave and things you might need to do in order to move forward. In an exclusive interview with People magazine, Oscar-winning actor Matthew McConaughey shared that there is an initiation process in Hollywood. Many of us have become familiar with images like this, Harvey Weinstein, Oprah Winfrey, and the scared faces of young women and men who continually move around saying, hey, maybe we were forced to do things in order to get our roles. Now, the star of Lincoln Lawyer shared with People magazine directly that he has had his highs and lows as an actor, but essentially had to find out the hard way how Hollywood operates. And what did he mean by the hard way? Well, I think we know. McConaughey stated, overall, I believe there's been inherent goodwill for me, but it did not keep me from figuring out my own initiation into the industry. He goes on to say directly that there's a lot of things you learn after years of being in Hollywood, and you go, well, why didn't they tell me that in year 2? Because there's an initiation process, added McConaughey. Now, this comes in light of the, obviously we've had the Epstein allegations, manipulating Hollywood actors and politicians.
The same industry that once called Matthew McConaughey every single day suddenly went cold. 2 years of silence. No scripts. No callbacks. Nothing. And let's be clear, that wasn't coincidence. That was Hollywood's quiet punishment for daring to step out of line. They wanted him smiling through endless rom-coms, keeping the cash machine running. But the second he refused, they made sure he paid the price. But here's the twist, his patience paid off. After being starved out, directors finally rediscovered him in Mud and the Oscar-winning Dallas Buyers Club. McConaughey calls it his career pause, but the truth is darker. It's proof of how the system really works. By cutting an actor off, Hollywood sends a message: stay in your lane or disappear. McConaughey survived it. Many others didn't. Take Tippi Hedren, star of Hitchcock's The Birds. Decades later, she revealed Hitchcock tried to control her on screen and off. When she refused his advances, her career collapsed almost overnight. Or Brendan Fraser, beloved for The Mummy and George of the Jungle. After speaking up about misconduct, doors slammed shut on him for more than a decade. And then there's Monique. She won an Academy Award, one of the highest honors in the business, but after refusing to play Hollywood's game, she was sidelined like she'd never existed at all.
Allegedly, probably led them to damnation, because those people's hearts are gonna be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy.
All these stories prove the same chilling truth. When stars choose integrity over compliance, the industry knows how to push them out. McConaughey's pause is just one puzzle piece, but it connects perfectly with the bigger map of how blacklisting quietly shapes careers. Then came the shocking twist: Eddie Murphy's name suddenly got dragged into the conversation. A viral YouTube video claimed he testified in a federal trial against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of ruining his career. The story spread like wildfire, until it was debunked. Murphy never testified, never blamed Diddy. But the fact that so many people believed it, that alone shows how deeply audiences link powerful figures with the downfall of legendary stars. Murphy himself has always said his step back was personal, raising his kids, fighting burnout after years of non-stop grind. But fans didn't buy the simple break story. To them, the idea that even someone as untouchable as Murphy could be quietly pushed aside didn't sound far-fetched at all. And that mistrust, it lingers over the entire system. Too many stars have vanished under suspicious circumstances for people not to suspect the shadow of blacklisting moving behind the scenes. Whether or not Murphy ever truly faced the blacklist, his name is tied to the conversation forever. And when fans mention him in the same breath as Matthew McConaughey or Cat Williams, it shows just how deep this belief runs. Because few entertainers have been as loud, raw, and unfiltered about Hollywood's hidden rules as Cat. From day one, he's warned the public, what you see on stage or screen is the polished surface. But behind the curtain, it's exploitation, shady deals, and relentless pressure to trade authenticity for survival.
How to complain because all of the people that I ever looked up to had to go through it too. So I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles. So now I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way. I didn't know it was going to be this type of hatred. But, you know, I'm concrete in all things because of He who strengthens me. So that doesn't mean I always make the right decisions, but I am going to stand by what I stand for. And I'm only continuing to do it because I was looking for somebody who was doing it instead of me. And I just must have missed them, you know what I mean? So
you know what I mean? Cat has said it over and over again. Every time he dares to spill these secrets, the industry slams the door on him. He points to sudden breaks in his career, roles slipping away, and media narratives flipping against him the moment he calls Hollywood out. Critics love to label him as paranoid, exaggerating, or unstable. But his fans, they believe him without hesitation. Especially when the same exact pattern he describes has played out with other stars: Matthew McConaughey, Brendan Fraser, Monique. The punishment never comes with an official headline or a press release saying you've been banned. No, it comes in the form of silence. The phone stops ringing. The offers dry up. And the freeze-out becomes louder than any public scandal ever could.
Anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape. Doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and the girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it.
Without ever admitting that a blacklist even exists to the outside world, it looks clean and deniable. There's no blacklist, they say, while the actors living through it know exactly what's being done to them. The scariest part? Silence isolates. With no official label, no public acknowledgement, it's easy for outsiders to dismiss a star's struggle as mere bad luck or a personal choice. That's why stories like Matthew McConaughey's matter. They prove even the most adored stars can be targeted. What sets McConaughey apart is that he found a way to fight back. During his so-called career pause, he refused to bend. Studios waived million-dollar checks for cookie-cutter romantic comedies, but he stood firm.
When we think about the Hollywood blacklist, it tends to be portrayed as this one list that excluded actors and directors and producers and writers from Hollywood for the better part of the Red Scare. But in fact, there never was a list. Rather, there was just kind of an understanding among studios that there were certain people that couldn't be hired. There was a whole ecosystem of blacklisting, and then I guess you'd call it sort of de-blacklisting. There were organizations, companies like the American Business Consultants, who took it on themselves to do background research on actors and directors and writers, and to come out with reports. They published the publicly available material that accused people of having communist ties, therefore putting pressure on studios not to employ these folks. When you ask, how could something this insane have lasted this long? It's because there were a lot of people who were making money off the blacklist.
But he turned them all down. He risked not only his fame but also his financial security just to break free from the box Hollywood tried to trap him in. And it paid off, though not overnight. After years of waiting, the right scripts finally landed: Mud, Killer Joe, and then the game changer, Dallas Buyers Club. That role didn't just win him an Oscar, it proved to the world that McConaughey was more than a charming rom-com star. His triumph became a symbol of resilience against Hollywood's invisible punishment. Fans call it the McConaissance, a career rebirth drenched in red carpets and golden statues. But behind the glitter was a brutal, silent war against forces that wanted to erase him. His comeback shows one thing clearly: blacklisting can wreck a career, but sometimes patience and authenticity spark a second act. Still, the bigger question looms: why does blacklisting exist at all? The answer is one word: control. The entertainment industry is built on gatekeepers, and gatekeepers fear unpredictability. When a star refuses to play their game, the whole system feels threatened. By quietly pushing outspoken actors to the margins, Hollywood sends a clear warning: step out of line, and you'll vanish too. That's why names like McConaughey, Cat Williams, Monique, and even Dave Chappelle keep popping up in this conversation. Chappelle famously walked away from a $100 million deal, and the backlash was instant. For years, he was painted as unstable. His disappearance framed as his own choice. But fans weren't fooled. They believed the industry was more than happy to watch him disappear, at least for a while. Blacklisting has never really been about talent. It's about obedience. Hollywood rewards the ones who play by its rules and quietly punishes the ones who dare to question them.
Tend to get stung a million times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me a million times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
Right. How do you handle that? Because they put your name in the press with a lot of rumors and a lot of situations that they try to put on Cat Williams. Do you feel ever the need to
That's how the system protects its own power, even while publicly denying that any blacklist exists, and the damage goes far beyond money or career titles. For Matthew McConaughey, the pressures of fame even strained his family life. At the height of his success, he endured a painful estrangement from his own mother, a stark reminder that Hollywood's grip doesn't stop at the red carpet. It follows stars into their most private relationships. For Brendan Fraser, the emotional cost was devastating. Years of being sidelined left him battling depression and the crushing feeling of invisibility. Monique has spoken about the deep isolation that comes when the entire industry turns its back. Even after winning an Oscar, she was forced to fight just to be recognized. These aren't just career setbacks, they are personal wounds that cut into a star's sense of worth, their future, and even their sanity.
First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, some of us
And yet, despite the toll, many still choose to speak out because for them, truth truth is worth more than comfort, even if it comes at a steep price. There may never be an official list of blacklisted stars, but the pattern is unmistakable. McConaughey felt it firsthand. Cat Williams still lives it every day. Monique continues to battle it. Brendan Fraser endured it for more than a decade before finally clawing his way back. Even Eddie Murphy, whether truly blacklisted or not, remains forever tied to the whispers and rumors that follow Hollywood's quiet punishment.
We had, the whole Me Too movement showing a lot of that stuff. And then people are bringing up what's going on with Diddy. There's a video, obviously, people talk about Diddy and the game partying with Justin Bieber, saying he's a bad boy, has people wondering if being assaulted is what the word is code for. I'm not entirely sure, but watch this clip.
The bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now. Yeah. Oh, wow. Found him the bad boy. It's a riot alert. It's called...